Yes, I read your comments. Yes, I see your suggestions. And yes, I remember this one. And I never break my promises. Maps. We all love looking at those squiggly lines on a piece of paper and reflecting on them. Maybe redraw some of them with a pen, but most importantly, laugh at how long Chile is. And seeing how my first video involving maps was an absolute viral hit, here's another video involving maps. A tour of the world explaining enclaves and exclaves. But first, what are enclaves and exclaves? An enclave is territory or a part of a territory that is completely surrounded from all sides by another territory. There are 3 enclaved countries in the world: San Marino, Vatican City, and Lesotho. An exclave is a part of a territory completely cut off from its main area by another territory. Taking notes? Good, cause we have to start the tour now or we'll miss our first plane. Going continent by continent, let's start, like with border disputes, with Africa. Only 2 places to stop here. First one is Lesotho, one of the 3 enclaved countries. In the late 19th century, the modern-day South Africa and Lesotho were both British colonies. Until 1910, South Africa was divided into the Cape Colony, Natal, Transvaal, and Orange River Colony, while Lesotho was its own colony called Basutoland. In 1910, the former 4 were merged into the Union of South Africa. Basutoland was originally planned to join the Union, but after people of the colony opposed it, the merger didn't happen. Fast forward 113 years, both countries are now independent, and Lesotho remains stuck inside South Africa. The second one is Angola. The small province of Cabinda is cut off from the rest of the country by the DRC. Prior to the 1920s, Cabinda was treated as an independent colony from Angola, despite still being adjacent to it. That was until the 1885 Berlin Conference, where borders of Belgian Congo were extended to the Atlantic Ocean, cutting Cabinda off from the rest of Angola. The Portuguese later merged these 2 colonies together, and fast forward through independence, civil war, and secessionist movements, the borders of Angola are what they are like today. Let's go to Asia. The Musandam Governorate, belonging to Oman, is cut off from the mainland by the UAE. Ownership of Musandam gives Oman access to the Strait of Hormuz, a very strategic position. But wait, there's more. This is Al Nahwa, a part of the UAE inside the part of Oman inside the UAE. Why? In the 1930s, there were 4 rival sheikdoms ruling the Musandam Peninsula. Their leaders gathered in Mahda to decide which clan the territory would belong to. Mahda broke away and chose to be a part of Oman, while Nahwa chose to stay loyal to the Al-Qawasim clan, which later would become part of the UAE. The complete mess you're seeing here is the border between Uzbekistan, Kyrgyzstan, and Turkmenistan. And why does it exist? 2 words: Joseph Stalin. The exclaves were established during the Soviet period as a tactic known as divide and conquer. There are currently 4 Uzbek enclaves in Kyrgyzstan, 1 Tajik exclave in Kyrgyzstan, 1 Tajik exclave in Uzbekistan, and 1 Kyrgyz exclave in Uzbekistan, Barak, the population of which is overwhelmingly Tajik. Let's take a look at the Indian-Bangladeshi border, okay?
No, 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 no.
Okay, what the actual heck is this? This border was established in 2017 after a referendum where people living on the borderlands could choose their citizenship. And that means before 2017 this border was even worse. How much worse? 71 Bangladeshi enclaves within India with 3 counter-enclaves, and 102 Indian enclaves within Bangladesh, with 21 Bangladeshi counter-enclaves and 1 Indian counter-enclave. Part of India, inside Bangladesh, inside India, inside Bangladesh. The only remaining enclave now, after the land swap, is Dahagram Angarpota, a part of Bangladesh inside of India. I wanted to move on now, but I noticed a strange exclave of Turkey within Syria. This patch of land is the tomb of Suleiman Shah. He was buried in modern-day Syria, and the land on which he's buried is allegedly sovereign Turkish territory. Why allegedly? Because then the Syrian civil war and ISIS happened, and Turkey moved the burial site closer to the border. Since then, disagreements have emerged. Is the original tomb site still Turkish? Or does it belong to Syria now that nobody's buried there? Google Maps tells me it's a part of Syria now, but the matter is really complicated. Moving on to Europe. San Marino is fully enclaved within Italy. Claimed to be the oldest constitutional republic, it was found in 301 AD by Marinus of Rapp, who was fleeing Roman persecution. Over the centuries, San Marino found itself to be one of the many Italian city-states. But when those Italian city-states united in 1871, San Marino opted out of the union. Smallest country in the world came into existence in 1929 thanks to the Lateran Treaty. The treaty recognized the Vatican as an independent state under the sovereignty of the Holy See. Hence the Pope is also the de jure sovereign of the Vatican. Lower government positions like the State Secretary are also filled by cardinals. And the official type of Vatican's government is Unitary, Theocratic, Catholic, Elective Absolute Monarchy. Looking at the map of Europe, you might easily notice the large blob between Poland and Lithuania. That's the Kaliningrad Oblast of Russia. Speedrun history time. The territory was part of Prussia, which later became Germany and later the Third Reich. World War II came along, the USSR conquers the territory and annexes it as part of the Russian SSR. As Lithuania was not an SSR at the time, the oblast remained Russian to this day. So this one's kinda messy. The city of Barle is split between the two countries. Barle-Nassau is Dutch and Barle-Hertog is Belgian. But the borders are... yeah, I can't find the right word for it. The borders between the two countries are marked on roads, passing through cafes, shops or even homes. But as both use the same currency and are in the EU and the Schengen area, this is not a problem to the residents. Campione d'Italia is a small commune surrounded by Switzerland. It looks like, and kinda is, Italy's Monaco, because of its rich economy, and the biggest casino. After the Italian unification, all territories west of Lake Lugano were given to Switzerland. However, Campione wished to remain a part of Italy. Campione uses Swiss franc as its currency and up until 2020 was exempt from VAT tax. Cyprus is divided into, well, Cyprus, Northern Cyprus, and the UN buffer zone, right? Wrong. Because on the south of the island there are two British military bases, Akrotiri and Dekeria. After Cyprus became independent, the Treaty of Independence retained the British rights to the territories. The bases are a very strategic point for Britain, as they provide surveillance in the Middle East and the Mediterranean area. Livia is a Spanish town surrounded by France. And why? The Treaty of Pyrenees in 1659 ceded to France all villages north of Pyrenees. Livia remained Spanish because it was not a village, it was a town and the ancient capital of Sardinia. Hence, France let the Spanish keep it. Most obvious piece of land here is Nakhichevan, the large exclave of Azerbaijan separated by Armenia. And it again comes to Stalin's divide and conquer tactic, as both were SSRs in the past. However, there are also two Armenian enclaves within Azerbaijan and one Azeri enclave within Armenia. But since the countries are at war with each other, this doesn't really matter because each country occupies the respective enclaves. Phew, that was a lot of Europe. Let's skip over the pond to North America. Well, this is an obvious one. The 49th state of the USA was purchased from the Russians in 1867. From then on, it remained a US territory until gaining a state status in 1959. Located in the state of Washington, the 13 square kilometer patch of land is cut off by British Columbia, Canada. The reason for this is the Oregon Treaty, which stated that the border between the US and then Britain should pass straight through the 49th parallel, cutting off Point Roberts from the mainland. A bit of cheating here, cause I'm talking about the state exclaves. Liberty Island and part of Ellis Island belong to New York, despite clearly being west of the border with New Jersey. The reason I said part of Ellis Island is because of land reclamation. That created a jurisdictional dispute which eventually was settled in the Supreme Court. The reclaimed land was to be transferred to New Jersey, and the rest was to remain a part of New York. Time to go south, to South America. Yes, there is an exclave. I didn't know it before, and I know it now, and you'll know it now as well. This is a weird one, cause it's not an exclave per se, but a group of islands on the Parana River, which is the border between Paraguay and Argentina, and those islands belong to Argentina. However, the waters around those islands are Paraguayan for some reason. That means if you wanted to swim on a boat to Isla Pipe from the south, you would set sail in Argentina, pass through Paraguayan waters, and then arrive back on Argentinian land. According to the Boundary Treaty of 1876, the boundary is set in the middle of the mainstream of Parana. However, as the islands form a lot of canals, the mapmakers got confused or something? I couldn't find anything about it other than this. But hey, it's a little fun fact, and maybe something for a pub quiz? I don't know. And that is it for today. All the enclaves and exclaves of the world. I hope you enjoyed this tour. International borders can get quite complicated. Luckily, with me you do not have to worry, because this channel is without borders. Get it? Get it? No? Okay. Bad joke. Bye.